Hey guys, it's Holly. We are going to start the Fuse Tool Shaker tutorial, and here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a piece of cardboard, your fuse tool, this little guy, really hot, at least 10 minutes, if not longer, to heat up. Longer, I seem to think that it works better. Then you're going to need some sheets from a page protector, baseball page protector, some sequins, and a charm, which I've already made mine up. Some kind of flat back or sticker. I haven't decided which ones I'm going to use yet. More sequins. And a eyelet. Crop-a-dial eyelet punch. For the first part. The second part will be adding what we create today onto a MDC. And make sure y'all can see this. Okay. So, let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is either take your scissors or paper trimmer. And I'm not very good at keeping the line straight, so I'm going to use my paper trimmer. And lop off one card section is what you're wanting to get out of that. So you have one, and then we're actually going to make two of them, so I might as well cut the second one down as well. So for the whole entire tutorial, you'll need two pieces. So then what we're going to do is we're going to measure my ruler. We're going to measure how wide these are. So these are 2 3/4. And I think that's going to be a little too big. Here are a few that I got these in a swap from Ruth. She's my girl. And hers measure, I kind of like this size better, 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. So I think we're going to do them 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And here's one that I did that just takes the little sheet and you cut it in half and it makes a rectangular shape. But this is one of the ones that I had made earlier. So we're going to mark this at 2 1/4. We may actually be able to get, no. So, where's my, 2 1/4, and I just use a permanent ink because it will come off of the plastic with rubbing alcohol, and then you don't see it anymore. So we're going to just cut right along those lines, and see, comes out straight. 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. Let's do this one. 2 1/4. Alright, so we're going to get the paper trimmer out on this one because, once again, I didn't cut straight because I can never seem to cut straight with a pair of scissors. Some people can, I can't. Alright, so we have our 2 pieces here. Ooh, wow, that one's really did get cut straw, but we're going to use it anyway. 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. We're going to make our sequence mix now, which the way I do it is a little bit of this and a little bit of that until I get kind of how I always start off with the round sequence and the beads first. I'm not sure why I do. I just seem to, the shapes always seem to be bigger, and so they take up so much room that you never know if you have too many, too little. So we're going to add some booze in there and some bats, a few pumpkins, sticking to my hands, some purple spiders, which these exploded on my desk earlier, and I had to clean them up, and one little, or rather big, I should say, rest in peace headstone. Yeah, I think we need some more black. Alright, so close up the lid, shake it up, and then just pour in, pour in the pouch, and all of the shapes ended up going into this one. Of course it did. So we're going to get some of them out of there to put in the next one. Scoop these up. Put them in there. Alright, so then what you do is, once you get all your sequins in there, you lay it down as flat as you can. Now, it comes with this little ruler that has this hole in the middle, and I would get mine out, but it's in my desk drawer, and the way I have my camera set up, I can't open that drawer. I find it very hard to judge how much is left on the side here when you use your fuse machine, and a lot of times I've noticed that I'm right on the edge, and so I have to redo it again. So if I use just a regular old metal ruler, I can see the size of the edge that I am creating when I close this up. And you just line it up and then bring your little fuse tool out. Y'all, the first time I ever used my fuse tool, I had no clue. Of course, I'm really bad and really didn't read too many of the directions and everything, and I ended up using it directly on my cutting board, and it melted my cutting board, and I was devastated because it was my great big one that I use for my quilting. And I was just, I was heartbroken when that happened, and so I had to go out and buy another one. So I bought one for crafting and one for my quilts, and now I use two separate ones just because I don't want to take the chance of doing that again and ruining yet another one. I also notice it's easier for me if I go from the top and pull it down to the bottom, like so, and then you can rotate it and do it this way. Just seems to have more pressure when I go from the top. You need to put a little bit of pressure on there, and it will fuse up like that. Real simple. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to use our crocodile and put two holes in the corner, in one of the corners. Let's see, let's do this one. So you put the hole in the corner, like that, and then I could have sworn I had some purple, there, I did. Some purple eyelets. Oh, and these are the bigger eyelets, so I have to flip it over and use the bigger hole. So there's one, and there's two. I wish there was a way that you could see while you were recording, because I have no clue why we do this, if I'm doing it in the camera range or not. I know everybody probably has that same question. Alright, so I only have one charm made right now, and so I'm just going to do it to the one, and then we could get started on the MDC. Next, we will be putting this shaker that we just made somewhere on our MDCs as a layer. And of course, you know, we've been stressing so much about layers in the tutorials that we're going to be doing that again, and with this MDC as well, stressing the layers on them. And there's the charm. These are a little long, but we'll fix that, and I don't know how we'll fix that. Guess we can't use. When I made the charms, I wasn't thinking that they wouldn't fit on there. There we go. That's just perfect. All right, so what we're gonna do is get our MDC, and we are going to, I want a white card and I want 2 cardstock, so I'm going to double layer these to make it thicker, because the layering in the shaker is kind of heavy. So I'll line it up as much as possible, push it flat. Last year I was sent these, so let's see, which one do we want to use? I think I want to use the pumpkin. I want to use the pumpkin, and so I'm going to tear it away to where it leaves the white, and I think I want to leave the rest blank. So we Alright, I want to keep the curve of that. I think that's kind of cool. And so to do that, we just line it up and cut it off. Alright, so now that we have our base MDC, we are going to decide if we want a flat back on our shaker here. Let's see. So, somewhere on here we're going to put, do we want another pumpkin, or do we want this little pumpkin? Oh, I've got some to choose from, or I've got these stickers here too that I may use that, the skull, instead. But eventually you will put some kind of flat back or embellishment or something with this if you don't cover it up. We may end up covering it up. I don't know. So let's just continue with our so we've got some yarn. Ooh, that's black. Or we have black with the orange. And see, that right there is 1, 2, 3 layers already right there. And if we do it up a little bit, that's 4. So that's kind of a no-brainer. But I'm one of those people that likes to lay it all out first. I found this. I like this better. Yep. Okay, so ixnay that idea. And we're gonna go with this idea here. And I always do it a little bit longer. I'm gonna put it right at the edge there. Eventually I'll cut everything off that I don't use. And I have some of these pieces here, which is just ephemera that I had laying around. Let's see. And Mr. Bat. And a star. And have some trick-or-treat candy stickers and some spiderweb doilies. Now, we are going to use one of the doilies. We'll have one spider on. So, we'll use that as the background. So we'll build upon this. And where's our little guy? Here's our shaker. Put that there. And we're going to put Mr. Skeleton right there. And that'll hang down. And then we're going to do the bat down there, the bat bow down there, and the bat on the paper clip will go here. And we're going to do a pumpkin there. The witch's hat, the skeleton, the shaker, the bat bow, and the bat. We need something right here. Should we put her there? Yeah, I think so. I've got her, or I've got her. Nope, I got the other one. Nope. I like this one. Yep, that's it. And then we've got to put one of our little, can't have a spider web in there without having a spider. And I picked up these little teeny tiny spiders. And we're going to put him way up here on the witch's hat. Just like that. Alright, so let's see how many layers we have. So we have the orange, the pumpkin paper, the spider web, the witch's hat, the shaker, the skeleton, and the spider, and the bat bow are all the same level. So that is 8. And then technically we can go 9 because of his little decorations there, because they are up and they're lifted up on him. So technically there's 9 that I can see on here, and we can probably get 10. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, 6. It's only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 7. Yeah. And then I'll put some gold thread in there as well. So that'll be 8. So it'll technically be 8 layers. Is what we'll end up having. Alright, so let's get started with that. I have to plug in my glue gun. I forgot to do that. I hate it when I do that, when I'm sitting here not thinking that I'm going to need something that takes a few minutes to heat up and forget to plug it in. So we'll go. Alright, so let's kind of see if we can keep this all together to where we know where to put it back in order. But it's kind of easier if you lay it out like that, like I did. I'm pretty sure Tanya and all them have said the same thing for when they're doing theirs. And, alright, so, if we move this more to the center and we put it underneath that little guy, that gives us another layer. Alright. I I don't know where I got these. It's some kind of floss thread. And I want to say it was in the crafts section at Walmart. And I like these a little bit better because they're easier to, when you put them on your MDC, they're easier to manipulate with the glue. And it's only the glue that I have problems with this. I always seem to do either too little or not enough, or they go funky. Like this one's going funky. And let's so, I'm going to do a little bit of a review. I don't know if y'all remember, but I was requesting y'all who have the fine point tip about getting a new glue gun. Well, I found this tip, and it was, I think, $6 compared to the glue gun that I was looking at, which was like $29. I thought I would save some money. It's okay. It's just the glue takes a while to get down the tube when you squeeze it, when you're first starting out with the, when you first, it warms up. And that's really the only, otherwise I like it. That and the way it sits. I don't like the way it sits because it always sits with its nose on the paper or the glass. And I don't like that. I like it to stand up a little bit to where it doesn't get too hot in. Okay. So. That's the next layer. And here is the witch's hat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to tape this down. I'm going to put a bead of hot glue right here just to help keep it down on the bottom. Hope and pray I don't. Alright, and got the little shaker in there. I think I may have put too much in it, but can never have too much sequins. And then the skeleton. Like this. Pop down a little bit of glue right there to keep his head down right there. Alright. It's looking good, guys. Here's my bat bow. charm. And my spider. It's going to go right there where it looks like it's on the witch's hat. But it's actually on the last one is her. So there we go. Let's trim off the ribbon. And so, here's our finished product. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 or 9, somewhere around in there. So, y'all's homework is to make a couple of the shakers. I believe I'm going to make 2 more. I'm going to make another Halloween one and a two for fall. And we'll do a drawing for those 4, plus I think the MDC card as well. And I think that's it, but check to make sure about the homework assignment on the description, because I can't remember if I wrote down that there was you had to make an MDC card or not. It was really about the shakers, so I'm not sure, I can't remember. Talk to you guys later. Bye.